History is filled with many tales about strange people and the impact they've had on the world. Although some of these stories are fictitious, there are some that have grabbed people's attention. This can be due to the strange events that happened during their life. Interestingly, in many of these cases they were just everyday people going about their lives, but then something happened that caused their life to go in a different direction, and in some cases it's changed them as a person altogether. So today we'll be taking a look at these 4 mysterious individuals and their backstory. Boris Kiprianovich. Some of you may be aware of the story of Boris Kiprianovich. It detailed that of a boy living in Russia who claims he was actually born on Mars. His claims made the rounds on social media and was even picked up by the press. Boris' claims was backed up by his father and mother. Born in the year 1996, Boris could hold his head up at 2 weeks old, and his parents thought that this was strange for such a young child. Even his mother, who was a nurse, thought this was strange. Some other things that made Boris stand out was that it said he picked up things quickly, and that he was smart for such a young age. Boris's parents claimed that he started talking at a young age, less than a year old. He could hold a pen to paper, draw and write. Boris's rapid growth in intellect made his parents enroll him in kindergarten at the age of 2. He was different among his mates as he knew things the other children didn't, and his ability to pick up on subjects much quicker than everyone else. He even knew some of the things before he was taught them. His language and memory skills were outstanding, and this impressed his teachers. Boris's mum and father guaranteed they didn't show him anything space related as a child, but even so he was able to sit and discuss Mars in detail, in such a way that it surprised many of the people that met him for the first time. At any given opportunity, Boris would always tell those that he met that he was from Mars. In fact, he is quoted as saying the following: "Beforehand I was a Martian pilot who made a trip to Earth." His parents state that his interest in space started when he was young, and that he was always trying to find out more information about Mars. Teachers portrayed him as an incredible modest youngster with better than expected insight. Boris claimed a catastrophic atomic war happened on his planet, and that he is on planet Earth to tell humans we must avoid the same fate, saying that a voice told him to warn all others if we don't treat each other with respect and kindness, a similar fate will fall upon the Earth. As of today, Boris's story has interested many people. According to him, those who lived on Mars stopped aging around 30, and they could live for a long time. After the events happened that wiped out his species, he said that only a few survived, and these few individuals were actually reincarnated into other bodies across the universe. He details how the body is just a vessel, and soul transfers can happen, and in this case the souls of those on Mars ended up in various vessels. He referred to these beings as being called indigo children. Interestingly, he also said there are hidden facts about the Great Sphinx of Egypt. He said the following: "The human life will change when the Sphinx is opened. It has an opening mechanism somewhere behind the ear. I don't remember exactly." Andrew Basiago. Another mystery man is that of Andrew Basiago. Andrew Basiago claims that he's travelled back in time to meet with dead United States presidents, and discussing how America can be better. Andrew has said that he's been transported into the past and future. He said he was only a child when he was chosen from a gathering of skilled youngsters, and those individuals were to participate in a program that will see him meet previous and future beings, some of which are said to be from Mars. Basiago said the United States government came up with Project Pegasus, which was a covert activity between the years of 1962 to 1972. The program prompted the effective improvement of various technology. For example, teleportation, time travel and holographic images. Basiago claims that Pegasus was managed by both the CIA and DARPA. He also testified that the program was used in contacting previous US presidents. Also, he said that Pegasus transported him to Mars, where he had discussions with extraterrestrials. Basiago said his first adventure transported him to the state capital of New Mexico. After that, he travelled back to Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address, and this was while he was still alive. He went to Washington during the Revolutionary War. He also saw Jesus one-on-one during his time on Earth, but what they discussed was not made known to the public. Basiago claims he's also done future trips. Among the notable ones he has done was travelling to the year 2045, where he said he saw a structure made of emerald and a different type of steel. At this time he said this type of steel doesn't exist, and that is a new type that does get discovered in the future. Apart from being a time traveller, Basiago is also a politician and has been trying to make his way into the White House. In 2016, during the political race, Basiago did make it past the primaries. However, he has future information that at some point in the year 2028, he will either be chosen president or the vice president. He says the information has been revealed to him. When asked why he missed the opportunity to register his name on the political form in the 50 states of America, Basiago complained of finance. To do that, according to him, it would cost around $5 million, which he doesn't have. People are looking forward to seeing if Basiago's prophecy of being president or vice president of America will come to pass. Meng Zhenghu. In the year 1994, Meng announced that he saw a balloon-like object. He details the craft as being white in colour and every so often releasing a red-coloured flash. Out of curiosity, he decided to follow the object. With him that day was a relative and they both journeyed to the forest. He's claimed that after that day, he's been having encounters with creatures believed to have been inside the white balloon-like object. After the underlying experience, Meng said the creatures were aliens from the planet Mars. He said they came into his home and took him to their craft, and made him have relations with them. Meng said he finally visited Mars, which is believed to be the aliens' homeworld. This allegedly occurred on the 17th of July 1994. His story was analysed by the UFO Enthusiast Club at Wilhelm University all throughout 1997. The scientists believe that the first encounter of the unidentified flying object, which Meng claimed to have landed in the Red Flag Forest, might be true, but they don't believe the occasional visits of the creatures to Meng's home ever happened. Until this day, some researchers believe Meng's claims and the mysterious creatures did visit him. Interestingly, China has had a large amount of reported UFO sightings in recent years. Perhaps one of the most famous ones was that of the Hangzhou UFO. Back in 2010, on the 7th of July, an airport located in Hangzhou in China ceased all operations and was temporarily shut down as a strange anomaly hovered over the airport. The first witnesses of the unidentified flying object was a flight crew preparing to land at the airport, and this was at approximately 8:40 PM. They quickly notified the air traffic control department as the object was not only a safety risk for all incoming flights preparing to descend, but appeared to be strange in nature and could have possibly been an extraterrestrial craft. Within minutes, the Chinese aviation authorities responded by grounding all outbound flights and diverting any inbound flights away from the airport in fears of the craft's abilities. After an hour, the craft disappeared, and the flight traffic control quickly resumed functions. As an investigation continued into the incident, it turned out that roughly an hour prior to the event, others had spotted and taken pictures of a strange UFO that appeared to have been surrounded in a golden light. Despite so many eyewitnesses and the fact that the object itself hovered over the airport for roughly an hour, only a few photographs remained depicting the object, pointing to a possible cover-up of the situation made by the Chinese government, who released very few details of the investigation. Kenneth Arnold sighting. Another person to have claimed he witnessed an unidentified flying object is Kenneth Arnold. Back on the 29th of March 1915 in Minnesota, Kenneth reportedly saw 9 unidentified flying objects in the sky during one of his flights near Mount Rainier. His first sightings of the objects were on the 29th of June 1947, but he claimed to have seen them on more than one occasion. Arnold said that what he saw were flat crafts that he couldn't explain. When the press couldn't get a clear picture of what Kenneth saw, they termed the objects as flying saucers. Kenneth Arnold later said in one of his interviews that the flying objects really took the shape of a bow, or a flying wing. As of today, Kenneth's sightings sparked a massive interest in UFOs, and pushed the UFO phenomena to new heights. So what do you make of the boy from Mars and these other stories? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.